So, I've had an interesting one. I've had a couple of comments from people saying that they don't like our intros anymore. They don't like our dancing, they don't like the music, and they think it's unprofessional.
Okay.
Welcome to the Sunday morning show, everybody. I hope everybody is well. Lester, are you well?
Very good, thank you.
Yeah? Well, all I want to say is congratulations.
What for?
Thelston.
No problem.
What a result that was.
Felt like a win.
I mean, I think there was like something like 10 birdies and an eagle out there.
I contributed one of them.
Doesn't matter. We did it as a team and we broke them and we brought them down to our level.
I'd actually like to have beaten them though, to be fair. I was terrible.
That was such a good game. Like, that was properly... I mean, they went into super tour player mode for a period of time.
They weren't talking for the back nine.
Well, they didn't talk for the first few holes.
No.
Like, we had to talk to them to get any conversation. And then I thought, at one stage I thought, this is literally going to be 4 parts and we're going to be done. But
you raised your game.
Something had to happen, didn't it? We are not letting them boys walk away with that.
And
the
they didn't.
part on the last, I mean... What a delight.
It's literally one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
I
wasn't even involved in it. It was brilliant. One of my best moments ever.
Is it possibly the greatest moment on YouTube golf?
It's got to be up there, isn't it?
It's got to be, isn't it?
When the ball's about 10 foot from the hole, I'm like, it's in. I don't even have a clue what's going in.
And I look back on the celebration that I had, and I have no idea that I've celebrated in that way because the excitement in me was just amazing.
They pretended that it didn't matter and they didn't care, but their little faces, it was so good.
Did you see Wilbur though at the end?
Threw the ball off.
Threw the ball off the green. Paul still knocked for a bit of fun, and Wilbur's thrown his ball off like properly.
Has he not been able to be?
Properly.
There's a couple of videos.
So there you go. I hope you all enjoyed Thelston as much as we did. I mean, we couldn't have got a better day for it. It was absolutely superb. It was nice for you to go back to your place of work, I suppose. I mean, you wouldn't call it a place of work, would you? Because it's so beautiful.
It was one of the.
And you enjoyed it there.
I loved it down there. Yeah, I really everything about it. I enjoyed the people I worked with.
Yeah.
Joni, Jack, and Steve, and Lorraine. But I also just everybody there. Everyone that worked there was friendly. Like all the bar staff and that.
Even when you got there, you know, like everyone was coming up to you saying, all the members were coming up to you saying, like, welcome back, and they loved to see you.
Yeah, I did like 6-7 months there, and I really felt they took me in and. I felt part of the team and part of the club, and I left for obvious reasons to work with you and stuff. But if you hadn't have got a job, I would have still been there now, probably.
Probably would have, yeah. But it is, to me, Thelston is the Pebble Beach, the layout of the land, and don't get me wrong, the layout of the course is very different than what Pebble offers, but the layout of the land and how it looks. I mean, in some cases, it's even more beautiful what Pebble can offer, you know.
Especially with Lee with the drone shots. I never go near the edges because I'm a bit scared of heights. But just to see that as he was flying the drone over, I was like, oh yeah, it is.
It's pretty special.
Yeah,
It is absolutely stunning location. So, questions this week.
Go.
I've got one from Timmy Gassman. So, hello, Timmy. What are your thoughts on pros using devices for yardages? This would speed up play and it would still be a level playing field. So they're talking about using rangefinders or GPS units when they play out on tour. What's your thoughts?
A couple of opinions.
Yeah.
So one is see it as an advantage. It'd be quicker, I would hope. They'd be able to zap yardages and stuff, and hazards, all that. So it should inevitably speed up play. But my negative would be that it's almost taking away the job of the caddy, and I think that's such a skilled profession at the moment, and it's such a big part of a tour pro having a caddy who can read books and stuff like that. That you could almost turn up and play without a caddy because you could just zap your own yardage, carry your bag around. Would that take a little bit away from their job? I think.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, there is situations where some people have zapped and got the yardage wrong.
Is there? Whoops.
You'll see that coming up in a vlog at some stage. But yeah, I mean, there's a couple of ways to look at it. Is the fact that I definitely like it, as in, like, I like the fact that there is an opportunity for a tour to get extra revenue from sponsorship of people like Bushnell or people like Garmin who would sponsor their tour a little bit more. So there'd be potentially a little bit more money in it for the tour and
maybe the ladies could consider doing it.
Ladies, whatever.
I know there's obviously they've been struggling a bit financially, haven't they? And
any opportunities for tours to make a bit of bring more.
You can use one on Europro though.
Europro, you can things like that, and I think that's added to that side of the sponsorship. The other thing is it takes away the job of that guy who goes around and does their yardage books. I think there's an art to that, and if you've ever seen one of their books, it's absolutely fantastic the way they do it.
They're not cheap,
so that's a negative. No, they're not cheap, but at the end of the day, it's his main job, and he bobs around all the tour event, the courses to get those done. But so there's a negative from it. Does it speed up play? Probably. To a degree, I'm not sure. Those guys are so quick with their books anyway. They're when they're working out the yardage, certainly the caddies, that they're so quick that it probably doesn't matter anyway. So there's lots and lots of yardages around the golf courses that set up for tour. So would it speed up play? I just look at it that there's the positives is the sponsorship opportunities for the tour and the tour players. The negatives is that guy who does all the yardage books loses his job pretty much, unless he's just doing the green books, maybe.
Yeah, and I think the caddies would as well, a few caddies.
Yeah, so yes, there's positives and negatives to both of it, to be fair.
So I got a message from Tim Williams.
Hello, Tim.
Morning, Lester. Had a thought question for the vlog. Motivation. What do you do if you're not feeling like putting in the effort to practice or play? I used to love getting out and playing, but after can't really say that word. After a poor divorce.
Yeah.
I don't feel motivated to play anymore, despite still loving it when I do play. Keep safe. I would put that down to what your motivation for practice is.
Yeah.
Like for me these days, it doesn't really bother me if I play badly. If I play well, I obviously enjoy playing well better, but I just enjoy being out there. I haven't got any ambitions particularly to improve much. As long as I can maintain a reasonable score and a reasonable handicap, I'm quite happy.
Yeah.
So it depends what you're looking to get out of golf, isn't it? For you, it's your living.
Well, I mean, obviously I don't hit balls like I used to hit balls. I remember when I was a kid growing up to the practice ground up at Churston and bag of balls. I'd put my music on and I would hit shots, and I would try and hit high shots, low shots, shots around trees and all that, and I would try and make practice as fun as I possibly could. And never, because it was a practice ground in a field, I'm not trying to create the golf course out there. I was just literally trying to create different types of shots, and I would have a lot of fun doing that. I would have a lot of fun just listening to music, taking my mind away from it, and being out in the fresh air and doing that.
I do think you need to be in the right frame of mind, or to go and practice.
You can go and waste your time on a practice ground pretty quickly if you're not in the right frame of mind.
And if he's going through some
personal
bad times, situation, then to be honest, just don't practice. If you don't enjoy it, don't do it.
Don't do it. Absolutely.
Maybe play once more a week extra.
Yeah.
Or if he's playing twice a week, play 3 times.
Or then the problem with that is that you may then see your game just suffer slightly if you're a big practicer that needs to rely on practice. For someone like me, I don't practice that much anymore. I've done a lot of the hard work of practicing as you have, but you might just have to accept that your game is maybe just dropping off a fraction. With that. So but I used to just enjoy just having a bit of fun, listening to a bit of music, and and trying to learn different types of shots.
Hope the times get better for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, fingers crossed, and hopefully golf will help you through it. Right, so I've got another question for you from Tyler Love. So hello, Tyler. I would like to know what format is your kind of favourite to play. So stroke play, match play, foursomes, etc., 4-ball, things like that.
So if I'm playing golf on a golf course, I'd rather play an individual competition. I very rarely play practice games or matches or go out and have a social game of golf. My golf tends to be either playing a competition, so it'd be a medal or a Stableford, which I'd much prefer a medal. Yeah. Being lower handicaps, more an advantage playing a medal, more chance. And if I'm playing on YouTube, then I would rather play probably a 4-ball better ball or a team event rather than. We like the scrambles, don't we? Scrambles are good fun.
Scrambles are good fun because you're creating a team environment. It doesn't get too bitter.
No.
But I'm the same as Lester. If I'm going to go out and play in a competition or play on my own individually, I want to play stroke play. So medal golf, stroke play. I'm not a big fan of Stableford. I get too aggressive in Stableford and probably score worse. So I actually just enjoy playing medal for me. But definitely, I probably enjoy the scrambles the most when we get out on the course vlogs. And the same for you?
I'd say so, because there's less pressure, and you also, generally we tend to play them towards the end of a vlog, don't we? If we've gone away for a few days.
Yeah, when we're trying to keep
you could be a bit tired and keep the pace of play up. So I think they work quite well, and
they do.
People seem to enjoy watching.
People enjoy them, especially for us to try and break the 59, which I hope one day will happen. We're just having a bit of a tough time with it, aren't we?
Yeah.
You know? So one thing that I wanted to bring up, okay, in recent times, not just Thelston, but you have been suffering with your driver.
Correct.
Okay, and I just want to share with you a shot, and then we're going to head over into the studio to hit some shots with you. But I just want to share with you this particular shot. All right, so I'm going to put it over here.
Oh, he's gone for the it's on the beach.
Pull left. So your driver, you've had this in the bag now for 6 months, maybe.
Yeah, probably 5-6 months.
Okay, and how you got on alright of it to start with, and then to
be honest, I didn't. To start with, I didn't. I felt like it went nowhere. So distance-wise, I felt like I'd lost 15-20 yards on my off at my F8.
Yeah. And
then I had a period of time where probably 2-3 weeks I felt like I was getting a little bit more out of it. But it was the odd bomb ball. It wasn't consistent. Like most of the time, it was shorter than what was hitting, and I'll get one that would suddenly jump like 20-30 yards further. I think I had a few at Tavistock.
Yeah.
Which and then since then I've not hit it.
And then we got it in France, and you were hitting your 3 wood basically better than your driver, and even further than your driver on occasions, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were really reluctant to bring it out, but I think it really did start at Thelston, because that shot that we just saw there, you weren't confident in that particular shot.
No, I mean the driver before that on the second hole, I just steered it up the left side with a big fade. I mean, as you might have noticed, I was the furthest hitting in. I was furthest away from the hole, so I was hitting in first.
Yeah.
And I just don't have much confidence.
So what I want to do that is the Cobra, isn't it?
That's the Cobra.
That's the Cobra. You've taken the weight out of the front of it. And any particular reason?
I did that because I was getting a dippy, hooky, horrible thing.
Okay.
So I wanted to move the centre of gravity further back in the head. So I took the 2 gram weight out. I know it's not a lot, but that seemed to make a bit of a difference to start with. Okay.
So what I just want to do, I just want to see the numbers from this driver to see what's kind of happening with a few shots that you're going to hit with it. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Good hit to start us off with. How's that? A bit heely, or was it right?
It's okay, it's just short and
it
goes nowhere.
Yeah, okay. First shot, 111 swing speed, a little bit heely, sounded heely to me. Out to him by 1.7 and slightly open club face, so we're getting a little bit of deflection. And then spinning it at basically 3,000 revs. Launch 13 and carry at 256 yards.
I can carry my 3 with that far.
Yeah. I know you can, because you've bombed your 3 past me a few times.
Yeah.
So, let's go again. Okay. Try another one. Is that any better?
No, less distance. 250.
Less distance.
250 now.
Swing speed 112, low heely this time. Swing path of 0 basically, and 0 pretty much face. And then if we looked, 3,000 spin, 250 carry now, launching it a little bit lower because he struck it a bit lower. Cool. T's flying everywhere.
Pushed it.
Bit pushy as well.
Still heel.
Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at it again. 113, so we've gone 111, 112, 113. Still slightly heely, a bit higher in the face. 0.9 into out, so that's better. Club face wide open again.
Yeah.
And 3,000 spin, 261 in the carry, slightly higher in the launch. I just want to put that weight back in the front of that driver if we can. Okay. Just to see what happens, all right? So we've now pushed weight back in. So we took this one out, left that one in, took the 2 gram one out and left the 14 gram in there. So let's put that back in. Now have a little whack with it. Okay, slightly turny this time.
Hold it.
Let's have a little look at those numbers. Swing speed 112, still low and heely, so that's something you've got to definitely look at. 1 degree into out, slightly closed that time, which is why we've got a bit left on us. 263 carry, launch very low, 2.4 in the spin. So we've reduced the spin by 600 rev, but the club face is closed now rather than before it was open. So let's hit one more. Let's see if we can get that strike a little bit better.
That was middled.
Have we got one?
That's middled.
We got one. 111. More centre. Out to in by, well, basically 0 and a slightly open club face. Launching at 12.7. 271 in the carry and 26 in the spin. So my thoughts are obviously strike is what's been killing you a little bit, so you're catching everything a little bit in the heel there. I would say that your path has been really, really good, but I think that you just need to, I don't ever see you really strike massively in the heel.
No, I mean, I just, again, that was a better shot, and I could live with that flight and everything with those numbers, but my F8 still carried like 9-10 yards further than that.
Yeah.
So I'm losing at least 9-10 yards on a good hit. I
mean, that last shot, that's the one that we want to see. And I think the spin on that, if I remember, your F8 used to spin at about 2.6 to 2.7 to 2.8 because you could gain that a little bit better. You could play that a bit better.
Yeah.
Whereas that's what you're getting out of, I think, was one of your best swings.
But that's 1 in 10 shots at the moment.
Yeah, your confidence is down.
Which
but
means
I think
once I've hit a couple of ones that I've hit early on in this test, I then just pull the freewood out and hit that.
Correct. So I think it comes down to whether you want to practice this, or I think you need to now start experimenting with a different driver, because I think you've lost a bit of confidence.
I've lost complete confidence with it. I'm even to the fact now that when I play in a competition, I haven't even taken my driver out, because then I've got no temptation to hit it.
Yeah. I would like to see you have a little play with something else for a while, just to test.
Yep.
You know. But
could be me. Could be me. I mean,
well, you are a little bit inconsistent at the moment in your striking performance, which is not like you. And then the more you lose a little bit of, I suppose, confidence, the more you start swinging at
like
it.
I did at Felston.
Correct. You start smashing it all over the place. Yeah. So at least we know that the drivers, it's performing. It can perform when you swing it okay.
Yeah.
But I think it's more about you. You're the man who's lost a bit of confidence.
There's nothing wrong with the driver. I just feel like I feel like I could gain something which is going to be better for me at the moment.
I do want to see that weight back in the front, only because I think you're over spinning the other one now.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're going to lose lots from that revving up a little bit at 3,000 plus rev.
I was just trying to hit it straight.
Yeah, of course you are. I know what you're doing.
And then it seemed pointless when my freewood was going as far as the driver.
But it's not making you strike it any better.
No.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Bit of experimenting to be done.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
And I think it's always worthwhile.
Maybe a video of my new driver.
Yeah,
try some drivers.
Try some out. Get some confidence back in you. Same shaft as what you've had in all your drivers for the last however long. So
that is the original shaft.
Yes. So a bit of work to be done. A question then.
Cool. I've got a question here.
Yes.
Quick question. How do you, or did you, when you're playing seriously, guys deal with pressure to ensure you play well right through a round? For example, I played the medal yesterday and I was 1 under.
Yeah.
Is 8 handicap on the 16th tee, and I was a wreck. Any ideas? Not sure how, but I scabbed it round to finish 1 under, which was great. But I really crumbled under the pressure. Cheers, fella.
It's a good question. I remember as a youngster, I remember used to get to the 16th tee at Churston, and I used to go finish like really badly for the last 3 hours, and it really got to me. You just have to play your way through it, but I don't know. What have you got? I
would say firstly stick to your normal routine. So
absolutely, routine's key.
Keep that down, because that is what you do all the time. So that should give you a good mindset and also get you prepared to hit the shot.
Yeah.
If you've got a good score and he's trying to get his score in, I would be like trying to hit the middle of the fairway, trying to hit the middle of the greens, maybe not pull your driver out.
Yeah.
Try and be a little bit more cautious, but still commit to the shots. Your brother was one who never used to know what his score was.
Yeah,
I don't know whether that's a lie or not.
Don't know.
But I know my score worries.
But I think you do. I think you're more aware. You're aware of what's kind of going on to a point. However, you can change it up a little bit if you continue to hit the same clubs and do the same thing off the tees of those particular holes, those 3 holes that you're playing. You know, change it one round. Make yourself hit a 4-iron, or make yourself hit a driver if you hit a 4-iron. You know, all those sorts of things. There's nothing wrong with just changing it up a little bit, just to see if you can get a slightly different result. But for me, I just press. If I'm playing well, I just keep pushing as much as I possibly can. I know you like to defend in, and we've talked about that. But I generally want, because I'm obviously playing against guys who are pressing at the same time. I'm not thinking about, I know what a good score is going to be, but there's always someone out there in that field that's going to keep pressing on and keep pushing and shoot an even lower score again. So for me, I'm just always wanting to push. But don't be afraid to just change it up a little bit. Definitely change it up.
Hit your favourite club.
Hit your favourite club. Find a club that, go to your 3-wood or go to your rescue or whatever it is that you enjoy hitting the most. So go to that club is not a bad option to go down.
We've got another birthday shout out, haven't we?
We do.
So,
however, we have been inundated with birthday shout outs, right? So let's. So
we've got a young lady. Who has been doing the starting at Torquay on a voluntary basis. So she's putting in the hours and the effort. We thought we'd give her a special mention. She's also a long-time fan. Yes. Big fan of yours.
Big fan of yours.
So happy birthday to Sue Arnold. We won't reveal how old she is. Well, we don't know, do we?
21 again.
21.
Yeah.
So
happy birthday, Sue.
Thanks for what you're doing, and hope you have a good day.
Yeah, lovely. Right, I think that's it, isn't it? I think that concludes our Sunday morning show. Thank you all very much for watching, and we look forward to catching up with you next Sunday. See you next Sunday.